everyone, Johnny Keck over at AMP Futures, and thank you for tuning in once again. In today's video, we're going to cover bracket orders. This is also known as automated trade order management within MarketDelta Cloud. You can do this off the DOM, you can do it off the chart trader, and you can also do it off the trade ticket. So we're going to go ahead and show you how to do it off all three ways in terms of implementing a bracket order. Let's start off with the DOM first. So if you see right here in the DOM where it shows ATOM, that basically means Automated Trade Order Management. You want to hit the drop-down menu, and right now it's off, as you can see. Let me go back to the platform. If you see it say off, that means you don't have an active atom activated for the next trade. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is hit the drop-down menu, and you want to hit Edit. All right, when you hit Edit, it's going to bring you to the settings option of the atom section here that you see. And then you're going to want to hit this Edit button right here. Now, if you don't have any created, I've already created one by default. You can always hit Add right here. So what's nice is you can create different atom templates, which I'll show you how to do. First, let me show you how to create the bracket itself. So we're going to go and actually, let's just do it. Let's add a new one. We'll click Add. And we're going to call this, let's just call it Basic Bracket. Okay, so you can name it anything you want. All right, so you have the ability to create 3 legs on the bracket. So what does that mean? That means if you're trading multiple contracts, you have up to 3 different targets that you can scale out of. All right, so if you want to activate those additional legs, if you notice, this first leg is on because you can see that the on is dark gray, but the other ones that you see here are off. Okay, so first let me show you how to create a basic bracket, just one target, one stop. We won't focus on the multiple legs just yet. I want to go into these little fields here so you have an understanding of how to activate this. Okay, so you see these 2 buttons here, on and off. So ideally, you're going to want to have these on. You know, I don't see any reason why you would have these off if you're going to be using the bracket order. Then it kind of defeats the purpose of using the bracket if you turn them off. So you want to make sure these are on by, again, you're going to see the notification of the dark gray. And then this is the profit order, which is the limit order. And then you're going to set your values. So you can either use the plus sign, you can type in the value, whichever is easier for you. I find it easier just typing in the value. And that's ticks, not points. So if it's 6, as you can see there, that's not 6 points, that's 6 ticks. If you're trading the mini S&P, that's 1.5 points. All right, so let's just say, for example, I would like a 8-tick profit target. And then for the stop order, now if you hit the drop down, you have different options for the stop. You can use a trailing stop, or better yet, that's a trailing stop. That right there is a trigger trail stop, to my understanding. I'll go ahead and explain that in a different video, but for now, let's just focus on the basics. So I'm going to keep that on a regular stop market order, and I'm going to go ahead and set the stop loss value to 8 ticks as well. So if you look at this particular bracket strategy, it's on, the limit order's on, the stop is on. I have an 8-tick profit, and I have an 8-tick stop. Now I'm going to change the time in force. You have 2 options. You have good till cancel or day. I'm going to select day for now. And then from there, all you have to do is hide it, and then it's saved. So there is no save button. Once you create the particular settings for the atom, all you have to do is just go back to the platform. It's automatically saved. So now if I go back to my account, if you hit the drop-down menu, now you can see basic bracket, which it doesn't fit the whole thing, so that's why it's showing a little abbreviation there. But what you're going to want to do now is just simply select that particular bracket that you just created, and now go ahead and place your trade. So I'm just going to go ahead and buy at the market here. So let's hit the buy market button. All right, so we got filled at 20.62.25. So remember, we had an 8-tick profit and an 8-tick stop. Let's make sure everything matches up. Okay, so if we're long from 20.62 1/4, that means our sell stop should be at 20.60 1/4, which is 2 points, which is also 8 ticks. There's our sell stop. All right, now if you're wondering where is the sell limit, it's because it's outside of the range of the DOM price. So the sell limit should be at 64 1/4. So we're just going to simply scroll up, and there it is right there. All right, and that's pretty much what a bracket does. It allows you, the main benefit of using an atom is you have an OCO function. So for example, if either one of those orders get hit, if you get stopped out, it will automatically cancel the remaining limit order, or vice versa. If you get filled on your target, it's going to automatically cancel out the stop. So therefore, you don't have to sit in front of the computer and babysit the trade. Not to say that you should walk away, but at least that way you have more of an automated approach in handling the OCO for both legs of the order. Another thing that you can look at too, which is pretty cool, if you go to the working orders section here, or let's see, let me come positions, orders, filled, working. Okay, so bear with me 1 second here. So usually there would be, there's the 2 orders that are working, which we can go back and edit those. But normally on the positions tab here, unless I'm missing something, let me see something real quick. Okay, normally it shows, I'll have to get back and verify that. But you could see here the position is open for the September mini S&P. We have a long contract from 2062.25, and then you can see your 2 working orders that are basically the bracket order that we just created. So there's your sell limit, there's your sell stop, and then in the previous videos I've shown you how to edit the orders if you need to make those changes. So as long as you modify the existing working order, that does not compromise the OCO. However, keep in mind if you straight cancel one of the orders, that is going to basically, there is no OCO. So, for example, the other remaining leg, let me double check something real quick. I'm just curious. I've never actually tried this. So we have a long position. Let me see if I just place a simple sell limit here right at the market price. I'm curious if they will cancel out the other leg if we cancel the other leg manually as I just done. So I'm going to go and place a limit order at that price, and let's see if we get filled. 62.25. Let me cancel the order. Let me just place it here at 62 even. All right, so the bid it's about 7:21 here California time. So the spread's a little wider. Let me just hit the bid here. My market just moved again, so let's modify that down to 61.5. Okay, so position got closed out as you can see, but if you notice, that remaining order is still working. So I just wanted to demonstrate that just to give you a heads up that if you decide to cancel manually one leg of the OCO order, that then eliminates the OCO. So therefore, you have to go back and manually cancel the remaining working order. All right, so that's why ideally I wouldn't recommend doing that. It's probably best just to modify the order. Don't straight cancel and place a new order. Otherwise, again, it defeats the purpose of using a bracket order. All right, so let's get back in there. I'm going to go to Edit. And I guess, as I mentioned, you can create as many atoms as you wish. So I currently have 2 created. If you want to go back and edit an existing one, you can always hit the Edit button here. And then you see you're right back to that particular bracket atom. And then you can go and make your changes. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to go ahead and add another one. And this time we'll call this, let's just call it Scale Out. So that this will be, for example, like a multi-level bracket, for example. So now if you want to create a multi-level bracket, this is where you have to activate the additional legs. So if you notice, this is grayed out. You have to turn it on to activate, as I've done. All right, so now you have your max quantity. So how many contracts do you want to scale out? If you're trading 5 contracts, do you want to scale out on the first leg at 2 contracts, peel off 2 on the second, and maybe leave the last one as a runner? It's up to you. So I'm going to use a very basic example. I'm just going to use 1, 1, and 1, which is 3 contracts. And then for the first profit target, I'll do 4 ticks. The second, I'll do 8. And the third, I'll do 12. So basically, it's 1 point, 2 point, 3 point on the mini S&P. And then on the stop, I'll just do 8 ticks for all 3 legs. All right, and I'm going to change the order types to day since I'm just day trading. All right, so let's do a recap. So we have the limit and the stop applied and on for all legs, as you can see. The legs are all activated, as you can see. So again, you're looking for the dark gray confirmation to let you know that it's activated. The next step is now you just need to make sure you set your parameters as I've done. So you can always use the plus or negative signs or just type in the values as I demonstrated. And this again, you just have to make sure that you set the proper amount of contracts. So if you're doing a 6 lot, this is not going to work. This is implementing only 3 contracts. So you got to make sure the math is correct. So if you're doing 6, then you may want to make sure that you adjust this to perhaps 5 or 4, for example. So that's correct. That's a total of 6. So just make sure that the total allocation of how you're scaling out on each leg matches the total position that you're going to initiate. That's important. All right, and then of course set your profit and stop losses just as I've done earlier, just for the basic bracket. Now we're going to hide it. Scale out is now created. We go back to my account, and now we hit the drop-down menu, and now you can see it. And select it. Now this is important. The one thing that a lot of clients forget, this is a multi-level bracket, so of course it's not going to work with a 1 lot, so you're going to have to increase your amount of contracts. So in this case it was a 3 lot. So now I'm going to hit buy market. All right, there's our sell stop for, remember, it was 8 ticks. So we got filled. Let's see where we got filled at. Looks like we got filled at 2062 even. So that's where the market's currently trading. We're break even. We're long 3, as you can see. And it was an 8 tick stop. So that means it was 2 points. So we should have a stop at 2060 for 3 contracts. You can see the W3, which represents 3 working orders. And then let's see, remember the first target was 4 ticks, which was 1 point. So 63 for 1 contract. That's correct. Then we had 8 ticks on the second target, which was 2 points, so we should be at 64. There it is. And then the last one was 12 ticks, so that's 3 points. And there's 65. All right, so you see the simplicity and the efficiency of you being able to create a multi-level bracket without having to go in there and manually place those orders after the fact that you've entered the position, which makes it a lot easier for you to create those setups prior to you entering the position. And that's the main benefit of an OCO. Another big thing as well is, for example, if the first contract gets peeled off, at that point in time, now you're long 2 instead of long 3, what will happen is the stop will automatically adjust to the proper amount of contracts to equal your total position. So if you're long 3, your first target gets peeled off, at that point you're long 2, so this will adjust so you're only long 2. You have a stop now for 2 contracts versus 3. And that's pretty much how to create Atom strategies on the Dome and just in MarketDelta Cloud in general. Now I want to show you how to do it on the other ways of placing trades, such as the chart trader and the trade ticket. I won't go through the examples of how to create all the atoms specifically because it's going to be the same exact process. The only difference is how to access them on the different interfaces. So if you're using the trade chart trader, as I mentioned, this is how you activate. Let me go ahead and close out of this trade real quick. All right, so let's just say I want to place a buy limit. I'm going to click there. All right, so it's a little different with the chart trader here. So in this case, you have to manually add the legs, which is a bit different. So you don't have the ability to create the templates. So you can see here, if I go ahead and first, I want to execute one contract, for example. All right, now we have that in place. Let's go ahead and move the order below the market price. Now I want to add a stop loss. I'm going to add a stop loss. All right, there's a stop loss. So this is kind of a bad example because the chart's smaller. So let me switch to a bigger layout here. Let's just go here. I'm going to click Add. Click the big space here, and let me just go here. We'll just do bracket example. All right, so this is going back to my point of the trade space video that I just did. This is where it'd be convenient to have a bigger chart setup. So ideally for the purpose of what I'm doing right now. All right, so now I'm just going to add EPU6, September mini S&P. We're going to call it the ES. Save the chart. All right, so now we have much more space to work with. Okay, so now I'm going to hit the trade ticket. Let's just do a sell limit above the market. So I'm going to move it up way above the market. So let's say 2070 even, or 71, but that's fine. One contract. All right, now we're going to add a stop loss. Okay, so now it's going to be a buy stop because we're going to go short. So now if you notice, once you add the stop loss, it then creates a little stop loss parameter there, and then you can drag it now, and you can choose where you want to put the stop loss. So let's say I want to have the stop loss at 73. All right, now I want to add a take profit. Let's scroll down, 69, let's say for example. So we're just doing consistent pattern here, 2 points, 2 points. Okay, so we have a 2-point stop loss and we have a 2-point profit target. Now I'm going to hit the sell button, and there you go. So now market's trading at 2062. We're waiting for the market to come up, hopefully hit the 62 or 70, 71, and then we're going to get filled, and then these particular orders will be created. So this is the parent order. Once the parent order gets filled, it will then generate the child orders. All right, so this is the buy limit, and that's the buy stop. All right, so a little different with the chart trader. It would be cool if they can get the templates on there. So maybe there's from what I saw, there was not a way to do it. I will double check with MarketDelta Cloud support. My guess is because they just added the chart trader just over a month ago, so they probably have not implemented the templates just yet on the chart trader. If you want to use the templates, just simply use the trade ticket or the Dome. But in the meantime, what I've just demonstrated is how you place a bracket order on the chart trader. All right, so now I'm going to go back and just cancel these orders out real quick. Cancel that order. I'll cancel that order. Okay, so that's back to a clean slate. Disable the trade panel, and now we're no longer in chart trade mode. Okay, so one more demonstration. We're going to activate the trade mode. Select whichever order type you'd like to use. So I'll do buy limit again. Move the order any way you wish to whatever you want to work that order at. So let's say buy limit. That wouldn't work because that's above the market price. So we'll just do buy stop, for example. Make sure you set the amount of contracts. All right, so, and that's another thing I just discovered as well. It looks like you're not able to add it for stop orders. So it looks like it's only available for limit orders. All right, so in this case, we'll just go back to sell limit. Scroll it up. Select the amount of contracts. Add the stop loss. And then take profit as well. And then just make sure you move the stop loss and profit targets to wherever you want those orders to work at. All right, so there's a little limitation on the chart trader. If you're doing everything off the chart trader, it seems like there's some restriction. So ideally, it'd probably be best to use the Dome if you're really looking to take full advantage of the Atom strategies. The trade ticket, however, does give you the ability to use the bracket templates that you've created. So yeah, I'm going to go and demonstrate a different video for how to use a trade ticket. It's very easy, but you do have the atom section here. So really it's just a matter of selecting whichever strategy you've created. And once you do that, just simply select, and then just once you watch the video of the trade ticket approach, then you'll know how to implement the trade from this perspective here. Other than that, that's a basic example of how to use the atom strategies within MarketDelta Cloud. If you have any questions about this, please call our help desk. We're a 24-hour operation around the clock. 312-893-6400 extension 1 gets you directly to our help desk. Otherwise, stay tuned and stay updated on our YouTube channel. It's www.youtube.com/AMP Futures. Again, that's www.youtube.com/AMP Futures. Thanks, guys, for listening in, and happy trading.